Spencer Ross with One Step Forward, and I hope you've had a great 2 weeks. So, sorry I didn't post a video last week. My phone broke. So, if you notice on the last video, the sound and the video don't line up correctly, and I thought it would fix itself. It did not. It got worse. So I bought a new phone. So that's where I've been. Directions. As a leader, directions are important, both for yourself and for the outside world around you. Let's get into it. Can you follow? Can you take orders? Orders is another way of taking directions, right? Can you take directions? If you can't follow or if you can't take orders from someone, why are you going to get promoted? New movie came out, Top Gun, Maverick, right? He's the one that goes against the grain. Well, remember, Maverick had to pass elementary school, junior high, high school, college, possibly basic training or OCS, officer candidate school. Then he had to go to flight school. There were things he had to do following directions in first grade, writing his name a bunch of times when he was at OCS, wearing his uniform a certain way. Who knows? There were things he had to do to get to that point. He didn't just get promoted one day, right? If your dad owns the company and he promotes you when you're 18 years old or 16 years old, one, you've done stuff up to that point. Your dad's probably not going to promote you if, all right, you're a loser and you're doing whatever you want. You're taking drugs, you're getting drunk, you're partying all the time. There's a time and place to have a drink or two or have a good time. But you still need to study, you still need to perform, you still need to be able to follow. If you're not going to do what your dad tells you to do, why are you going to get hired? Or why should people keep working at the company when they see you being groomed as the leader? I wouldn't stay there at a company if I saw you doing whatever you want. I knew I would see that the company's going downhill, and what's the point of staying there? My job's going to be gone in a couple years because the company's going to fail. Can you follow? Can you take orders? If you can't follow, it's going to be hard to be able to give clear, concise instructions. One, you've already gotten feedback from someone on being able to do instructions, right? You can look at someone and say, man, that was a really good way to put it, or I didn't like it that way. I would do it this way. Take the good, leave the bad, but grow from it. Grow from other people's experience. Life is too short to walk around to experience every mistake. Learn from other people's mistakes. Read books, okay? Jocko, on his podcast, I listened to it on YouTube, talked about reading books as a good mentorship opportunity. If you can't figure out for yourself what the person is talking about, it is going to be difficult, one, if you don't practice, but two, to be able to give clear, concise instructions. If you need to dig a trench from one side of the room to the other side of the room to run electrical to the washer and dryer, all right, well, maybe the person's brand new and you need to teach them how to dig a trench. You need to teach them how to use a shovel. Sometimes that sounds simple, but it takes a lot of practice to learn how to use a shovel. It takes practice to be able to lay pipe and to run wire to do electrical. It takes 7 years to become an electrician. That's okay. Don't get in a hurry to get past stuff. Does that mean you always have to follow people? No. But if it needs to be done a certain way to code, for example, then yeah, you need to be able to follow those instructions, because when the inspector comes by and says, yeah, you got to redo it, that's money or not getting paid or getting fired from that job because you can't do it right. Clear. Using the least amount of words to get the idea across. When I'm making noodles for spaghetti or something, there's instructions on there. Okay, well think about the instructions and think about how simple they can be so that everyone can understand and there's no questions. It's okay to have questions, but too many of them can slow down a project. So if you're not being able to give clear, concise instructions, then the direction that you're giving or trying to give aren't going to be able to be followed, or they're going to follow what they thought they were supposed to do and it's going to be wrong. Are you waiting for instructions or are you waiting to be told? There's a difference between showing up for the meeting at 8 and making sure that everyone's there, even if you're not in charge, and waiting for the banker to call you to get you the house loan. How are they gonna know your mind? Are they mind readers? No. If you see an opportunity, go take it. If you think there's an opportunity, go take it. Why not? Take that chance. There is a time and place to wait for instructions, to take a break, and to be waiting. Hey, we've been told to wait here. We're waiting here for instructions. All right. Well, did you see one of the teachers show up with all the food in the back of the car for the lunch today? Well, you told me to wait for instructions. All right, let's use some common sense. Are you talking to different mentors to get different opinions and to be challenged? If you're trying to become an astronaut and you talk to one person who's been an astronaut and you ask them how to be an astronaut, okay, some people went through the military academy, they were an officer for a certain number of years, they kept applying, and that's how they got in. Well, there's a couple different ways to be an astronaut. Sometimes you're a scientist and you can go to a different school than West Point or Annapolis or the Air Force Academy. There's lots of good schools out there. There's lots of different ways to get to the point where you want. Does that mean that every mentor is perfect? No. Just because it worked for one person doesn't mean it always will work. Okay, as we're learning with housing, it's different. The way my parents did it, buying the house is the same. Most of the rules are the same. But to save for a house or to accomplish that task is different than it was back then. Houses are much more expensive. It's a different time. Okay, so I need to balance that with what's going on. Talking to different mentors, sometimes people are too close to you. Means they're just really good friends and it's hard for them to criticize. I was talking to a young lady and she was talking about one of her ex-students and she loves the student. And for her, she can't tell the kid that what they're doing is wrong. It's not moral or unethical. It's not one of those things. It's just she loves the kid. She's encouraging him. She's like, I can't be the right person to help you with this task. You need to go. And she told the kid that. You need to go talk to someone else. I can't be critical for you. And that's important. And talking to different mentors will help you get different opinions to be challenged. You need to be challenged. You don't always need to be challenged, but you need to think about the path. My friend became a firefighter because he climbed the tower. That's it. Sorry, not the tower. He climbed, he called it the tower, but he called the ladder truck. He climbed to the top and the chief said, all right, cool, you can be a firefighter. Things are different now. You have to do more than that. So if I talk to him, how do I become a firefighter? And I just listen to him, well, okay, I'm not going to become a firefighter. I need different opinions. I need a different way. If I'm doing the same thing over and over again and it's not working, well, then I need to change my approach, and having different mentors will help me with that. You are the leader of your life. You are. Yes, there are outside influences, but you ultimately choose what to do in response to that. If someone discriminates against you, you choose how to respond. You can listen to them in their incorrect belief, or you can say, no, I'm better than that. I'm not stupid because of the color of my skin or my ethnicity or something that happened in the past. I can do it. Maybe your end goal needs to be adjusted a little bit. What input are you getting to accomplish the most important tasks in the right order? I'm going on a trip. There's certain things I need to do to go on that trip. My timeline's been adjusted. Some of the things aren't as important as other things. I need to pack. I need to make sure that my mail is taken care of. I need to make sure that my finances are taken care of. There are things I need to do. and there's things I want to do. I need to make sure I prioritize what's the best in that list. It's okay to write down a list. Maybe it could be called directions. Do this, do this, do this. Oh, no, I don't have time for that anymore. I'm crossing that off. I need to tell my boss, right? I need to have respect for the people around me because I am the leader of my life and I'm responsible for my actions, and people are counting on me to show up for work. I'm going on a trip. It's impacting them in a positive and negative way, right? There can be two sides of it. But what input, mentorship, books, YouTube videos, TV, the young lady down the street, what are you getting to accomplish? Remember, we're trying to complete something. We're not just having a task that's unending. There are tasks like that. But if I'm trying to build the house, let's complete the house. If I'm trying to buy the house, let's buy the house. Let's start that business. The most important tasks in the right order. As you go through this week, can you follow your own instructions to get the most important tasks in the right order? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you getting to? What are the directions in your life? Spencer Ross with One Step Forward.